Back here on the lunch break, Chris Schubert here with you, producer Evan behind the glass. It is a Take Friday, our first edition of Take Friday here on the show. You want to get involved? It's simple. You call up producer Evan, 480-864-1060. You share your take, and it can be on anything. We were just talking about the NBA in the last segment. Caller said, you know what? Right turn. We're talking football. Fine. That's where we're going. Show is yours today. Wherever you want to take us, we will go there with you.
We have this thing kind of mapped out.
No.
We want you to be the driving force.
We have it mapped out, but perhaps something I said in hour number one you disagree with. You want to call in and argue about it? Fine. Or something I said you agree with. You have an extra take that you want to share on it? Go ahead. You want to take us completely off the board? You want to do the leftovers before the leftovers? Go ahead. It could be whatever you want it to be.
Well, hey, don't take my stories.
Well, you're the one screening the call, so you'll know. You'll know if they're going to take your stories.
That's also fair.
So 480-864-1060, and at the end of the program during the leftovers, we'll pick the best one, and you're going to get a $50 gift card to Von Hansen's. We want to make this a recurring thing. We want you guys to be involved here on the program. This is just as much as your show as it is our show, and it feels like the feedback we've been getting so far is everybody's enjoying this on a Friday, so we're hopeful that if today goes very well, this will be a recurring theme here on Fridays moving forward. So if you want to get involved, you want to join us on a Take Friday, 480-864-1060. We'll take your phone calls for the rest of the hour. It was a fantastic night last night for Brendan Pfaadt on the mound. 6 1/3, no runs, 6 strikeouts. He looked like an ace last night. And he didn't just look like an ace because of the final stat line. He didn't just look like an ace because he went 6+ scoreless innings, but think of that moment that he walked into last night. You've got the best pitcher in the National League on the other side. You're facing, is it fair to say the best lineup in baseball?
The best lineup in baseball.
Ohtani, Betts, Conforto.
Without Teoscar, they do get a little shallow, but, I mean, that top 4 is the best.
Will Smith.
Of the last 20 years.
They are an excellent offense. You're facing the first place Dodgers. You're facing that offense. You know, you pull up to the ballpark. Brendan Pfaadt pulls into his designated parking spot at the ballpark last night. He knows if he is going to win this game, if he is going to give his team a chance to win, because of the guy that's on the other side and how dominant he has been, he has to match him 0 for 0. And you know what? That is exactly what Brendan Pfaadt did last night. And so to do that in that environment tells me everything I need to know about Brendan Pfaadt as a pitcher. He showed this in the postseason run in 2023, pitched to a 3.27 ERA across his multiple outings, started some very critical games for this team in that postseason run, was great. And this year, he has been the most consistent starting pitcher for this team. I know his last time out, he had a rough one in Philadelphia, 4 2/3, had 7 runs scored on him, 6 of them earned. But look at how he bounced back from that start against this team, against that offense, against Ohtani, against Freeman, against Betts, the best of the best in the National League, and he was not afraid of that situation. He embraced that situation. Now, it helps that you get a grand slam, you get yourself some run support, it frees him up to pitch a lot better, but he came to play last night. He came to match Yamamoto toe for toe. And last night, to me, is further proof that this guy at 26 years old is a future ace for this team. If he continues to pitch like this, if he continues to give you this consistency, because take out that start against Philadelphia, Atlanta, 6 innings, 2 earned runs. Tampa, 6 innings, 1 earned run. Miami, 5 2/3, 1 earned run. He has been lights out this season. He has been the most consistent, the most reliable, the most trustworthy starter that this rotation has had. More trustworthy than Corbin Burns, more trustworthy than Zach Gallen. That's an interesting name to invoke because I watched Brendan Pfaadt last night, and I watched him show up in a big moment. That was a big moment last night. It's a regular season game in May. I get it. Where am I? It's early, people. I get it. It's still early. That's a big game last night. That is a big moment for Brendan Pfaadt to step into, and he did not weather under the pressure. He embraced the pressure. That's an ace-like quality. That is ace-like stuff last night. And so with Zach Gallen being in the final year of his deal, with Zach Gallen about to hit free agency, Jeff Passan wrote a story this week predicting that Zach Gallen could be a $100 million pitcher. We know that the Diamondbacks cannot spend money at levels of other teams in the National League and in baseball. If Brandon Pfaadt continues to pitch like this, there's your Zach Gallen replacement, everybody. There it is. You don't have to go find it in free agency. You don't have to find it in your minor league system. You have it. The future frontline starters of this rotation are Corbin Burnes and Brandon Pfaadt. He pitched like that last night against the best team in baseball. He seems to elevate his game when it's a tough environment, when it is a tough moment, a big moment. The postseason in 23. This start last night. Easily the most pressure-packed start he had this season. The Dodgers coming into town, your first chance against them. You've lost 5 of your last 6 series. You just lost a series at home. You kind of gave that one away. He's going up against the best pitcher in the National League statistically so far this season. He had to bring it. He had to bring his top stuff, and he was painting the corners. It was excellent to see him pitch that well last night. And at least for me, watching that game, you think about the future. You're obviously focused on the present, but I couldn't help but watch that start last night and go, man, if this kid continues to pitch this well, if he puts together the type of season that he is trending towards having, Zach Gallen can leave at the end of the season, and you're not going to be that worried about it because you've got your Zach Gallen replacement. And you know what? When you've got your Zach Gallen replacement and you've paid him and he's got a contract extension and you don't have to worry about it, it frees up those resources for you to fill other holes on this roster. This is where Mike Hazen does his best work. This is where Mike Hazen does his best work. Now, I just heard a phone call. I just heard that there's somebody there. So I'm assuming we have a take suggestion. So what do we got here, Evan? What do we got?
It's our good friend Paul.
Paul, you're not emailing in today. What do you got, Paul?
How you guys doing this afternoon?
Doing well, Paul. What do you got? It is the afternoon. I almost corrected you, but it is the afternoon. Yes, go ahead.
On this Diamondbacks and Dodgers thing, okay?
Oh, you're a Dodgers fan, so hold on. Let me just warn everybody. Paul is a Dodgers guy. All right, go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, but I'm not one of those ones that everyone seems to dislike a whole bunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not one of those obnoxious guys. I try to have a little objectivity.
Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to let you know, I understand last night was only one game, and I didn't hear anyone mention that the Dodgers had to fly in from all the way in Miami, Florida to play, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't hear that the Diamondbacks had been home all week, and the Dodgers still almost won the game, okay?
Fair point, Paul. Fair point. And here's what I will tell you. I think right now, as we sit here, that is a fair point to make here. But here's what I will tell you. If the Diamondbacks win this series, I think you have to give credit where credit is due for the Diamondbacks. You always have scenarios like travel, like having an extended homestand, right? Like the Diamondbacks are on right now. That's an advantage. And last night, that played into the Diamondbacks' favor. I will grant you that. But let's see how this series continues. Because guess what? You want to make that an excuse last night as a Dodgers fan? That is your right. You can do that. But guess what? There's no excuse for tonight. There's no excuse for tomorrow. There's no excuse for over the weekend. If this team's supposed to be the big bad Dodgers, if they're supposed to be this baseball team that is supposed to wipe the floor with everybody else, that is supposed to chase down the win record, and I've said that. I'm on record saying that this team can break the all-time single-season wins record. If you're supposed to be that team, then you overcome things like that. Last night, round 1 goes to the Diamondbacks. The beautiful thing about this, Paul, the beautiful thing about this game of baseball, there's 12 more rounds between these two teams? When we get to the end of the season and we've seen all of the matchups between these two sides, we'll see who's the better baseball team. We'll see who wins this season series. We'll see who's better in the standings. But you know what? Am I going to take a victory lap today because Brandon Pfaadt was excellent last night and the Diamondbacks needing a victory like that stole one last night? They stole a Yamamoto start. They were able to, in round 1, land a couple of punches on the Dodgers. You betcha I'm going to take the victory lap. And you know what, Paul? You have every right to call in here on Monday if the Dodgers win the next 3, and the floor will be yours, and you can take the victory lap. This is what sports are all about, the fun little back and forth. So night 1 goes to us. Maybe on Monday the rest of the nights will go to you, and we can have a fun little back and forth. Good to hear from Paul. It's great to read his emails.
It is. It was great to pick up the phone and him to go, it's Paul. I was like, Paul.
And the best part, he doesn't have to tell you his last name. He doesn't have to tell you where he's from. He just says, it's Paul. And there's just a reaction here on the program. Oh, it's Paul. Great. You know what? You're on. Just go ahead, Paul. The floor is yours. That's great. Great to hear from Paul.